Welcome back, Reptile fam. Hope you guys are having a great day. Hope you guys are enjoying your reptiles, keeping reptiles, and breeding reptiles. Like always, my whole goal here is to make people understand that reptiles are amazing pets and not just some creepy crawlies that the world betrays them as. If you guys are new here, or you guys are seasoned veterans, please like and subscribe and hit that notification bell. It just keeps you in the loop of all my upcoming videos that I release every Tuesday and Saturday. I'm gonna do something a little different today. People have been asking me which reptiles would I recommend to a beginner. I always do the top 5 things, so I'm going to do 5 reptiles that I would personally choose for someone who's starting out. So if you guys are new to this, the top 5 reptiles I'd recommend for new keepers right after this. Welcome back, everyone. So if you guys are brand new to keeping reptiles and never had one before, I've had lots of experience keeping all kinds of reptiles, lots of lizards. Before I actually started breeding ball pythons, I was way more into lizards. Also, I love big lizards, but I also like little lizards too. And these are gonna be some of the ones I recommend to you from my experience, how hard they are to keep, what's the upkeep, and what you gotta feed them, and also their light requirements. Some light requirements are kind of really bad, and so it could be really hard, and people don't want to keep up those lights because every 6 months you should be changing those bulbs out because they do lose their potency. Anyways, guys, I'm going to start with number 5. So on number 5, I actually wrestled back and forth on this one. I had one lizard there and another one. I moved them back and forth. I used to breed bearded dragons, and I used to be a big advocate of bearded dragons, and I still love bearded dragons. I think they're great pets, but on this one I'm actually going to go over the bearded dragon, and I'm actually going to choose Uromastyx. And the reason why I choose Uromastyx is because, in my opinion, they're slightly easier than a bearded dragon. What's great about them is they're actually pretty much a vegetarian. You can feed them a few bugs, but 99% of their diet is green vegetables, so it's a lot easier to go get that at the store. A lot of people don't like to go buy crickets for their pets. They think it's a hassle. Sometimes it's hard to find them. Say you go to Petco or PetSmart or one of your local mom and pop shops, and they're out of them. This way with a Uromastyx, you don't ever have to worry about that because you don't have to feed them crickets or something like that. So that's the reason why I chose them. Baby bearded dragons are going to need crickets. They're going to be way more meat eaters when they're younger, and then bearded dragons pretty much go to vegetables in their later life, where these guys pretty much you can get away with feeding them vegetables their whole life. So that's one reason why I put them over the bearded dragon. They do like the temperature a little bit warmer with the bearded dragon or a Uromastyx. You're going to have UVB lighting. I would recommend getting mercury vapor, and I also use the fluorescence just to make sure to double check, because I remember back in the day where people, when bearded dragons got big, no one was putting lights on them. I was personally, but I saw a lot of people that were bringing it to me and saying, hey, what's wrong with my lizard? And I saw metabolic bone disease like crazy back in the 90s, and now I'm a little leery of it, so I always go double over on the lighting. But again, Uromastyx, being vegetarian, puts them ahead of the bearded dragon, in my opinion. All right, guys, this one was another one that's kind of hard for me to choose between all these ones, but number 4 is going to be corn snakes. I had king snakes here. I had ball pythons here. I had rosy boas here. I kind of moved back and forth. They're all good choices. The reason why we choose corn snakes here is because they are super easy. They're super easy to get a hold of, and you can get them cheap or expensive. It depends on what morph you want and what color you want it to look like. But they are super easy to maintain, and they make amazing pets. The reason why I didn't choose some of the other ones is rosy boa is kind of hard to get. I think rosy boas are super easy, probably easier, but they're really hard to find. Ball pythons, I think they're easy myself. I've been keeping them for a long time, but they do require humidity, and a lot of people want to put them in tanks, and I personally don't think they do that well in tanks. You can keep them there, and you can work with it and make it work, but honestly, I think they do better in like a racking system or a tub, and sometimes they can go off food. which I don't find annoying or scary, but I can see a new person starting out that could be definitely scary for you guys. The great thing about snakes is that they don't need UVB lighting. They don't need all the requirements. All they need is just a heat pad and a thermostat. Super easy requirements to take care of them. You can put them in a tub with a heat pad. If you want to put them in a tank that you can display them, that's a really great pet for you. That's one reason why I chose them. The reason why it's not gonna be the top of the list is people don't like feeding them mice or rats. That could be kind of gross to some people, so that's why they're not going to be at the top. All right, guys, we're down to number 3, and this one's going to be a no-brainer for a lot of you guys. If you guys watch other videos, it's going to be a Crested Gecko. Crested geckos are really easy to take care of. The only thing I would say about them is they do like to be misted once a day. At least 2 times a day is probably better. Even 3's even better. But I mist mine usually before I go to work and when I come home. They are pretty easy to take care of. You need to find a room that keeps a nice temperature. So if you live in an old house that's kind of drafty, it can be kind of hard to keep them as long as you keep that temperature at a nice area, like around 70 to 75. That's not hard for most people that live in modern houses. Like, it can be a problem for people that live in old, drafty houses. But they make amazing pets. They're really friendly. The reason why they're not above my next one is because they have issues with their tail falling off. People kind of get upset about that. I've seen them just drop it for no reason. I look at them and they drop their tails before. I don't understand. Certain ones just do that. Honestly, once that tail drops off, it's actually less stressful. I hate to say that, but it is, because they don't get to worry about it anymore. But they do make amazing pets, and they are great for beginners. Their set's easy. You don't have to feed them bugs. You can actually go get Pangea. It's just a mixed food. You mix them up, and it's very easy to take care of, and they have low maintenance. All right, guys, we're down to number 2. Number 2 is going to be Leopard Gecko. They do require some kind of heat source, and you can put a UVB light in there. They do like it, but I know for a fact people successfully keep them without a UVB light. It's been done for a long time. Now, I'm not saying they wouldn't enjoy the enrichment. They are super easy. You just need some kind of heat source with them. I personally use a thermostat and a heat pad under either a tub or a tank. That's the best way I think works for them. You can use a light, and some people even put nighttime lights on there. It doesn't really hurt them. Just got to make sure you're not getting too hot at nighttime, because they like a little bit of cool down at nighttime. Super easy pets. If their tail does pop off, it's not that devastating, because it will grow back. It won't look the same, but it'll still grow back. So people are less stressed, and they are less likely to drop a tail. Honestly, I've never had one drop a tail, but I know it happens, and it's usually if you stress them out too much. But they become very tame, just like Crested geckos, but they don't jump, and they'll climb up your hands and sit on your shoulder. They're really easy to take care of. It's a great first-time pet for anybody. I think it's close to the top. Honestly, if this is the one I would recommend if you don't have lots of funds. And of course, guys, there's lots of honorable mentions. There's so many things I could say in here, like BCIs, make great pets. Like I said before, ball pythons, king snakes. There's so many in here, but these are ones I would recommend. If someone came in my house and asked me right now if they never had a pet before, these are ones I would recommend out the door with little to no experience. Honestly, guys, you just take a little bit of time, educate yourself, and you can go a little bit hardcore than this, but this is what I'd recommend to someone who's never owned a reptile. All right, guys, number 1. So number 1 is going to be, I think, is the easiest to maintain. Super wonderful pets. They don't need a UVB light to be healthy, but I would recommend one anyways. I use mercury vapor bulbs. I don't use the fluorescent ones on there, but I do give them UVB, and that's going to be a blue-tongued skink. The only downfall of a blue-tongued skink is going to be their prices. The northern blue-tongued skinks is what I have. I have a decent amount of them. I want to have more, but the problem is they are a little expensive. But honestly, guys, they are worth the cost. They are amazing pets. They're a good size. I've never been bit by one. I've had one hiss at me once in a while, but they make amazing pets. They are super easy to take care of, guys. Honestly, I can't think of another pet that's more easier than a blue-tongued skink. That's my opinion. Again, the problem is it used to be about 2-3 years ago, they were hard to find, but now you can go to Morph Market and find a northern blue-tongue all the time. Honestly, if you guys can afford $400 to $600 on a pet, that's where I would go, guys, because low maintenance, they make amazing pets. They're super friendly, they're easy to feed. Honestly, guys, I give mine vegetables, dog food, and I also give them some insects, but they're not the best at catching insects, so I kind of have to put them in little bowls or something so they can catch them real easy. You just need to use a high quality dog food. I know it's kind of controversial, but it works out really well for me, and they are just amazing, guys. Anyways, guys, that's what I would recommend. I've had lots of people on my channel asking me what they would do for their kids. They like watching my show, but they don't actually have reptiles, and that's what I'd recommend to you guys. Anyways, guys, if you guys wouldn't mind checking some of my other videos right here, also hit that subscribe button, guys. I love you guys. Thank you guys for watching my video. Thank you guys for being part of my family and my life. I will see you next time. Peace. I am out of here.